Herkese merhaba arkadaşlar. Welcome everyone, hoş geldiniz. Dersimiz başlıyor. Our lesson is starting. Sizi burada hazır görmek çok güzel. It's really good to see you being ready. Ben iyiyim. Jay, sen nasılsın? Günaydın. Harika. I also see some other new faces. Let me see. Yeah, there are many new people. Hoş geldiniz. Herkese merhaba. Okay, so bugün ne yapacağız? What will we do today? Bugün we will talk about basic tenses in Turkish and how to use them, when to use them, or the difference between them. So there are so many people, they have different levels, like they are beginners, they're advanced speakers. I will try to keep this beginner friendly for everyone to understand and follow the lesson. But at the end, there will be useful things, useful examples for even advanced speakers. So I suggest that you stay, you chat in the thread. In case you don't know how to type, let me show you. So here, you go to the lessons text channel and then you will find the tenses overview February 3rd, the thread here. Click it and it's here. Okay, you can type here. So, başlayalım. Let's start. Before we start, I want to stress one important detail, and it is this lesson will be an overview, which means we will have a general view on every tense in one lesson. So like 5 tenses in one lesson, but the downside is we will not go into details that much because it will be a bit too much. The lesson will be too long. We will only talk about the general overview, general things, general important things. Maybe in the future lessons, we can spare some time for the specific tense in one lesson, but for now, it will be generally speaking. Okay, and before we start, I want to give you guys an idea on what to expect. Okay, başlamadan önce size ne bekleyeceğiniz konusunda bir fikir vermek istiyorum. Also, let me change the volume of the music for myself. Okay, that's better. So, I will be using so many grammar terms as in tense, pronoun, conjugation. I know that not everyone knows these terms. So first I want to explain them. It will be very brief. It will be very short, but I want everyone to understand me when I say a tense or when I say a pronoun. Okay? So wait. I want to check something. All right. And then after talking about these basics, I want to talk about, or I want to show you guys the 5 basic tenses, how to use them. This part includes the conjugations, like the different endings for each tense, the different, some exceptions with these tenses. There will be some important things to keep in mind. And then at the end, we will talk about when to use them. We will use some examples from a daily life. And yeah, that's it. That's our general plan for today. So let's start with the basics. I want to explain these three main points, like what is a tense, what is a pronoun, what is a conjugation. So when I say a tense, I'm simply talking about the time of an action or a state, like when something happens, or in a nominal sentence, in a to be verb, like I was or I will be, like the state of a noun in different times. Geçmiş, şimdi, gelecek. Past, present, future. These are the main three divisions, but there are also subdivisions. But the subdivisions, as like the combinations of these, are called advanced tenses. They are like in, think about a timeline. There are different parts of that timeline, but here we will be talking about the basic ones. We will talk about the main ones. Okay, so that's what tense is. It's basically time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the tense term comes from Latin, like tempus, which means time. Then it comes from Old English, Old French, and finally Latin. So tense originally means time. And then pronoun. I think most of you already know what a pronoun is, because in English, in a daily life, it is also used to refer to a person about their gender in most cases. In Turkish, we have 6 pronouns. Okay, we have these pronouns as you can see on the screen. And maybe the important part here will be using different pronouns for like you. In English, you have you for sen and siz. I mean, for a singular person, you can refer to them as you, but for a plural group of people, or for someone you want to show some respect, you will still say siz. I mean, you will still say sen, but in Turkish we say siz. We separate the pronouns. If you know some German or French or some other languages, they also have this distinction, but in English there's not that distinction. In Turkish we also tell them differently. And the second important thing about pronouns is the markers. Like each pronoun has different markers. They basically mark the pronoun. And in the 2 weeks ago, in the basics, or in the get started, or no, last week in the the get started video, when I talk about the principles and basics of the Turkish language, I mentioned that we can drop the pronouns. We don't have to say them, but these endings are necessary. These markers are necessary. You can drop the pronouns, but you have to use the markers. We will show how these markers work, or what they are, later in the next chapter. Finally, let's talk about this conjugation thing. Like, how do we conjugate a verb? What does it mean? Simply put, in the most simple way, when you combine, or when you put a tense with a pronoun, that's a conjugation. You can see it in English as well, like the verb to come. You can use it in different tenses. You can use it for different pronouns. Ben geldim, I came. Ben geliyorum, I'm coming. Ben geleceğim, I will come. Okay? So in I think in every language the infinitive form exists, and the infinitive form in Turkish is mak or mek. We have this mak or mek. It is the infinitive form. I call it the default form, like when you don't conjugate the verb for any tense or pronoun, we have the mak or mek. And how do we conjugate a verb? We get rid of the mak or mek, we put the tense marker, and we put the personal marker. Step by step, there are just 3 steps to conjugate a verb. So let's see some examples. But before that, we have to see these category Turkish tenses. Finally, we are talking about the tenses. We have depends on how you count it. There are 4 or 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One characteristic of the Turkish language is having 2 different tenses, 2 different past tenses. Okay, like we have a direct past tense and we have an inferential past tense. And we also, they are also called different names. I will talk about them more in each chapter. So I want you guys to memorize or visualize, keep that visual, keep that picture in your head. When you think about the tenses, this should pop up in your mind. And it is also important to remember the suffixes mış, ıyor, ar or ır, and acak. Okay, yes, you can take a screenshot, or when I give you the presentation in a PDF format, you can just look at it and memorize it. It is important to memorize these tenses. And one small but important note is, as you know, these uppercase letters here, like uppercase A here, they indicate the vowel harmony. It doesn't only mean ıyor. There is iyor, iyor, uyor, uyor. There are 4 of them. Some of them use 2, some of them use 4 options. We will see that later. So let's talk about the direct past tense. As I said before, starting the lesson, it will be an overview. So that's why I wanted to have this chart, have this table. These are the important things you need to know about the direct past tense. It uses 4-way vowel harmony. So like the suffixes can be d, di, du, du. Also, it has consonant harmony. You can see the hardening, like d, di, du, du can also be t, ti, tu, tu. If you don't know what a hardening is, you can go to the previous lesson and see the rules, see the conditions for that. Under certain conditions, we have t, ti, tu, tu, and personal markers for pronouns, as I was saying earlier. For ben, we have this M letter. For sen, we have the N letter. For o, there's nothing. So depending on how you see this, it is either good news or bad news. It is good news because you don't have to memorize any ending for that pronoun, but it is also bad news because it could cause some confusion. But in my case, when you know the context, it will be clear. So don't worry about it. And for B's, like for we have this K letter ending. For C's, plural U or plural or formal U, we have nis or nis or nus or nus. And for onlar or they, we have lar or lar. So Let's do some basic conjugation here together. It will be too much maybe to fill in this. Maybe I can only fill in the first table because we have like 5 of these tables to fill in. I will see. I will only do the first and see if I get tired. I will give it for a homework exercise. So, this is also an example of how to conjugate a verb. Okay? So we have söylemek here. So the stem of the verb, another term here, the stem as in the root of the verb is söyle. I get rid of mek, so I have söyle. So after söyle, I have these options or these options. So first I have to check the vowel. There's e. So there's no consonant here. I don't have to worry about t. I have to worry about this. But after e, which one do I use? D, D, do, do. So the four-way vowel harmony tells me after e, I need e. So di. Söyledi. I chose my correct suffix for the tense. And last step, I need the personal marker. So my pronoun is ben. For ben, I have an M. So söyledim. So that's it. We just officially said, I said in Turkish, or I told in Turkish. Okay? I said. This is how you say I said in Turkish. Depending on the context, it could also be I told. Yes. Maybe it is better to include told as well and make it a bit smaller. Okay. So maybe instead of doing this for every pronoun, maybe we can do it for different verbs, for different things. For example, I want to do duymak. So, and I want to do duymak for sen. I want to do it here. The stem of the verb, duy, because I get rid of mak, and I have a consonant as the last letter. This time, I don't have to worry about this part. Sorry. I have a consonant, but first, I have to check the type of the consonant. If it's one of the hardening ones, I will go with t, but Y is you can call it a nice guy. It doesn't have to use one of these. It's not, it doesn't have to harden. So I will still go to here. So after U, the first vowel or the preceding vowel is U. So after U, I need U. Duydu. Duydu. And finally, the personal marker, sen. So for sen, you just need the N letter. Duydun. Okay. So we officially just said you heard. We officially just said you heard in Turkish. Duydun. Okay. So maybe I can give you guys one option for a quick practice, but as I said before, I will not fill in this table for every pronoun or every verb. Before giving it to you, I want to do konuşmak because it will use a different ending. Konuşmak, I want to do it for biz. I will do it here. So the stem of the verb, the stem of konuşmak is konuş. Yes, exactly. So again, I'm checking the last letter. There's eş. So there's a consonant. First, I will check the type of this consonant. If it's one of the hardening ones, maybe I should have brought a list of them, but it's the the fıstıkçı şahap letters like FSTC and so on. There's eş at the end. So eş is a bad guy. It has to harden the suffix. So it goes to tu. Konuş. I mean, it still goes to the hardening ones, but maybe t, maybe t, maybe tu. But again, after the consonant, I will also check the vowel. You will check vowel either way. It will either be do or tu, but you also need to check the consonant. So konuştu, and the personal ending for biz is a K letter, konuştuk. Yes, thank you guys in the chat for writing these hardening letters. So after these hardening letters, you have to choose the t options, t, tu options. Okay, so I will give you guys two options, two exercises. Everyone can do it if you want to. It is actually good news. I mean, it is good for me to see that you are still willing to do it, because it might be too basic for some of you. But I want you guys to do, let me see, dinlemek for, let's see, dinlemek for sen. Just do this first. Dinlemek for sen. And put it in spoilers, please, so other people can answer without seeing the answer. Yeah, great. Beginners shouldn't feel scared. You can just try. If it's not correct, no big deal. You will learn the correct way. Again, I will keep referring to the previous lessons, but one of the most efficient ways to learn something is trying it. Like I can talk for an hour, maybe 2 hours about these rules. If you don't try it yourself, it will just fade away after the lesson. So just try it. Deneyin, korkmayın. Okay, how do we cover the words? It's called spoilers. You can use the slash command if you want to, or you can use these two pipes before and after the word. No, by the way, so far all the answers are correct. So far all the answers are correct. Şimdiye kadar bütün cevaplar doğru. Okay, so yes, I will do this myself. I mean, I will fill in the table. So dinle, the root of the verb dinle after make. So I'm checking the letter, the last letter. There's there's a vowel. I don't even have to go to this. I don't even have to check the type because there's no consonant. I'm just going to hear directly. And after I will have e. So D and this. That's it. Dinledin. So you just officially said you listened. That's what dinlemek means. To listen to. To listen to something. Oops, not all of it. Wait. Okay. So yes, that's how we use conjugations. That's how we conjugate a verb. So from now on, after this lesson, if you want to try a new verb, first find the stem, the root, okay? And then find the correct options based on the vowel harmony or consonant harmony, and then apply the personal markers as the last step. Which part of the word indicates the past? The suffix, the D suffix. Maybe I should have mentioned it, but the D, di, do, do, and tu, ti, tu, tu, these suffixes are the direct past tenses. These like dinle, listen, listened, past, and en, dinledin. Dinledin, you listened. Maybe I can do a quick color. So like you here is n, and then d here is the past tense. I will go for the ad, and dinle, listen. I will go for blue. Okay, just an example of what the suffixes mean. Okay, so let's move to the other past tense, the inferential past tense. By the way, I'm aware that I'm not talking about the meanings or the differences because we will not be talking about them yet. First, we'll learn how to form them, and then we'll talk about the meanings. So, inferential past tense, it uses two-way vowel harmony. It is easier compared to the direct past tense. There's only mış and miş. Yeah, it is easy. It is simple. There's only mış or miş. Just let's do one example. So I want to do dinlemek for biz. I will do it here. Dinle. So I have e. I don't even have to worry about consonant hardening or softening. So mış or miş. After e, I have e. Actually, I just realized two-way vowel harmony is actually a or e. So it's not two-way, it's four-way. Let me change it. But the good news is still you don't have to worry about this. So it's mush mish, mush, mush. Okay, dinle. So from these options, I have to choose after e, there's e. Dinlemiş. And I didn't type all the options for personal markers because the uppercase should already indicate it. It will be a bit too long to type them all, but I will choose sin. Dinlemişsin. Okay, dinlemişsin. And here, I will also color the vowels in the sin and miş here, so you can see how I'm choosing them. Dinlemişsin. So basically, what you just said, or what we just said here is, supposedly you listened, or I heard that you listened. Okay. Why sin? Personal marker for sen is sın, sin, sun, sün. Oh wait, yeah, right here. I was talking about this, but yeah, you are right. Dinlemişsin. Let's do it for biz. Let's do both. Dinlemiş. And this time I have to choose is, uz, üz. So I have is. Dinlemişiz. Dinlemişiz. Okay, so this time the miş indicates the tense. Let's do it for a different verb. Konuşmak. Let's do it for siz. konuşmuş. I'm a little bit speeding up here because it's always the same pattern. Konuşmuşsunuz. Because for Cs, I have to choose sınız. So konuşmuşsunuz. Okay, this is how we do it. And I will move to a different tense this time. This was the past tenses, the two of them. Let's talk about the continuous past tense. The continuous past tense is basically the present past tense, like things that are happening in the present. But of course, there are different uses. We will talk about them later. So this time things start getting a bit complicated. There are a few more differences. So I have bad news. So with the continuous tense, there are three things you have to keep in mind or you have to check. Like the last letter of the verb, it could be an consonant, it could be I, U, Ü, or it could be A or E. Okay, so let's do an example and see what they mean. And again, no harmony, so that's kind of slightly good news. So consonants. Let's go to duymak, which has Y. I will do it for ben. Duymak. Duy. So I have to choose either your or your with a vowel. So the last letter is a consonant here. It's a consonant. So I will go to this. And from these options, after U, I will have U. Like this. And my personal marker is here. It could be im, After O, I will have U. So I will have Duyuyorum. So we just officially said I am hearing. Duymak is to hear. So like if someone is asking you like, hey, can you hear me? You will say, yes, duyuyorum. Okay, an example for I, U, Ü. I have to check the examples for verbs that end with I, U, Ü. I will change yazmak to uyumak because I want to show it an example. So here, uyumak. Okay, wait. Tamam. So I will do it for ben to keep it simple. Okay. Wait. Yeah. I will do it for ben, uyu. So my last vowel is, I'm checking the last vowel of the uyumak. It is u. So there's u here, there's your. I don't have to worry about the vowel harmony because there's already a vowel in it. Uyuyor, and then uyuyorum. I'm sleeping. I am sleeping. Wait, I'll play some music again. Yeah, if you are sleeping, you can say uyuyorum. And let's do it for dinlemek. I want to show an example for all of these points here. So dinlemek. Wait. Yeah, wow, you are fast. You're already doing it without me having to ask. Nice. No, Kali. The small note here is should be your answer. Last week, we talked about vowel harmony. Yeah, your answers are correct. No, Neo. You can only use your if you have I, U, Ü. But with dinlemek, I don't have I, U, Ü. I have E. And if I have E, I will use your, but these not. Maybe I should give it a color to draw more attention. Like maybe red. You have to change your AE. I want to talk about this a bit more because actually there are two ways to handle this. In some books, they also they drop AE. In some books, they turn it to I, U, Ü. So I want to show you this step by step. I will be writing it here. So dinle. So the first approach would be this. There's E, but they drop it from the stem. So they go to this, and then they choose ior, like this. They break it down like this, or din. Let's go to this. There are different ways to handle this. You can remember dropping our E from the stem and choosing ior, or you can remember turning our E into I, U, Ü, and then choosing your as a suffix. If you ask my opinion, I will choose the second way because that's how we also learn it, how Turks also learn it at school. It's literally called ünlü daralması in Turkish, basically meaning we have different types of vowels like dar ünlüler, geniş ünlüler. A and E is geniş ünlü, so they go to do narrow vowels. They turn into narrow vowels. They are narrowing down to I, U, Ü. I only saw the dropping approach, the first approach, in other books like Teaching Turkish as a Foreign Language books. Okay? Yeah, if you have this, if you have a yemek example, it will be, I don't know, it will be silly to call it like this. The Y is not the stem. I mean, it feels weird. It looks weird. So I will go to the second approach. I will say ye, but I will turn it to E and then choose the stem, choose the suffix as your and like this. Okay, and also, yeah, that's an important thing to remember. You choose the vowel harmony based on the preceding vowel, not the one that you drop. Like you choose it from E here, not E. It can mislead you. Vowel harmony is always built on the preceding vowels. You always go to the next vowel before it. Yeah. So continuous tense has these special cases. Kaya Kartalı, actually, if they are one syllables, yes, there's sormak, there's görmek, but they are not in the second syllables because in Turkish, o or ö cannot be used in other syllables. But let's choose, let's turn the söylemek into sormak, and let's do this. Sor. So which one I will choose here? I will choose these options because it ends with a consonant. Soruyorum. Okay, you can have this example, but you can't say like something like, I mean, you can have uyu, but you can't have anything like oyo, because that will be the second syllable, and we can't use o or ö in the second syllable. We could only have it in the first syllable. Okay, let's do some practice here right now. Let's see. I want to give you guys two options, two examples, especially with the dinlemek. So let's do dinlemek for biz. Dinlemek for biz. Let's do this. Oops, there was the answer on the screen. I just deleted. We are doing dinlemek for continuous. J is coming from the past. Let's see. Correct, correct, correct. All correct. Okay, let's let me see. Let's use spoilers. Let's not forget about the spoilers. Yeah. Let's not spoil the answers to the others. So, Kali, are you still trying? I will wait for you. Okay, maybe while waiting for more answers, we can try new ones. Yeah, I will give a different example to others. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it happens. Let's try uyumak. Let's try uyumak for... I don't think we ever used onlar. Let's try that. Uyumak and onlar. So I want to say they are sleeping. They are sleeping. Good, good. I see the multiple answers, the multiple choices. Okay, correct. Nice, nice. So I will be writing the dinlemek. Let me see. Yes. Dinle. So the last one is E. So dinliyoruz. And uyumak for they. I will wait. Okay, I will wait. For others, I can give one more example. Let's do konuşmak. We never did that. Konuşmak for siz. Let's do konuşmak for siz. Wait, konuşmak siz like this. So yeah, there are multiple examples going on right now. You can catch up with us. Wait, maybe I can do this. I used to do this, but I kind of got lazy. I should do it maybe. Yeah, correct. Okay, how about dinlemek, Kelly? Yeah, Tesla is the what do you call it? Corrector? He's correcting. Let's do dinlemek for sen. Checker, yeah. He is our checker. Check marker. Like the person who's doing it, the person who's checking or giving a check mark. Kontrol edici. Teacher assistant. Öğretmen asistanı. Someone is behind Tesla, maybe. Who knows? Kali, I meant dinlemek with sen. Dinlemek with sen. Okay, that should be the last example. Then we will move to the other tenses and we will also talk about them. So there's still a long way to go. Okay, yeah, wrong. Let me explain why it's wrong or why it's not correct. So I will do it step by step. So dinle. First, let's check the final letter. It's a vowel. It's an E. So if it's an E, I will choose your. But I also have to change E into I, U, Ü. I have to change it based on this, I. So dinliyor. Okay? Dinliyorsun. Yes, yes. We can do it in the other approach. I will do it for ben. Dinle. So I will choose your, but I will also drop it. So dinliyor. Dinliyorum. There are different ways, but I will stick with one way. So dinliyorum. Okay, perfect. I will do it for o. So like dinle, it has e, so your is what I'm choosing and no ending, but I have to change e into one of them. After e, there is I, dinliyorum. Okay, I will change konuşmak to anlamak, which means to understand. I will do it for ben, anla. So like anla, and I will choose your, but I have to choose the a into, after a, I have I, anlıyorum. I understand, anlıyorum. Okay, I can make it red to draw more attention, like this. Anlıyorum, yes, I understand. Okay, let's move to aorist. There's still so much to talk about. Aorist is also tricky. It's like the trickster of the tenses because it also has too many special cases, too many things to keep in mind. Also, it is very flexible. It replaces the other tenses. We will see that later. Lone wolf, yes. Like, if I drop it here for sen, anlıyor, so I will drop a like this. And what do I have left? I have a. I will change to I. Because this could be misleading. Let me change to duymak to söylemek. Yeah, maybe that's a good example to why it's important to do it based on the before, like the preceding vowel. Söyle. So söylüyorum. I'm telling it. I'm saying it. So I have to drop the e. So if I choose it based on this e, I will go with e, which is not correct. Söylüyorum is not correct. So I have to choose it based on ö. Söylüyorum. After ö, I need ü. Söylüyorum. Okay. So back to aorist.